Gabriels, and I'm a Sol Plaatjes Canon Collins Scholar. And currently I'm working in the Division of Disability Studies at the University of Cape Town. So I'm doing my PhD in education, and I'm registered at the University of Cape Town in the School of Education. And my focus really is on a program that I work in at the university. So I teach on a program that is called the Higher Certificate in Disability Practice. And that program is an NQF Level 5 qualification. And we train people who come straight out of matric or people who have worked as home-based carers at community level to upskill them a bit. That's the purpose of the program, is to upskill them a little bit. And to give them a formal qualification in working with persons with disabilities. And so what I've noticed is that many of the people who come onto the program are first-generation university students. They often come from very disadvantaged backgrounds, under-resourced backgrounds, and under-resourced schooling backgrounds. And so for me, importantly, besides giving students the opportunity to get an NQF and an accredited qualification, I think it's also important for people to kind of think of this program as a stepping stone for further education and for ongoing lifelong learning. And so my PhD will be looking at that too, and kind of thinking about how we improve this curriculum to be able to help students to develop those personal and those professional capabilities to work in the field of caring for people with disabilities, but also a little bit further to think about themselves and how they would like to progress along a particular career path. And I think it's particularly important because if we think about the background often of the students who come into this program, I think that being at university is a fantastic gift, and we all know that education kind of is often a stepping stone out of adversity and out of very difficult circumstances. And I truly hold on to that, and so I think that it's important for this curriculum to be able to give students those opportunities actually for further development. You know, like growing up during the apartheid period, you kind of, you know, you understand what it is not to have opportunities. And so when I completed my undergraduate qualification as a physiotherapist, I just realized what wonderful doors open up for you when you have education, right? And then also having worked in state practice for a while, you often work with people who are a little bit disadvantaged or struggle a little bit. And so I think I may have developed a little bit of an activist streak in me. And so working in the Division of Disability Studies also particularly has further helped me to develop as an activist. So I think when I think about Canon Collins and the work that they do and the projects that they support and the studies that they support, I think it was a good match because a lot of their work focuses on social justice issues. And for me, education is an issue of social justice, and I think that's why it might have been a good match. Hopefully the research will help us to improve the curriculum, and then it will also give us an idea of how we further need to develop the curriculum. So if we think about the next step for students, is there something that we can do with the information that we get from this and the data that we get from the study to think about what we can develop next for students? Because like I said at the beginning, it's important for lifelong learning, and how can we support lifelong learning for students? And I think for me personally, I think, being a mother of 6 children, it is essential for me to kind of to be that good example to my family. So I think personally the PhD is an important part of my own development. And I think in terms of, maybe career trajectory, if you work at an institution like university, it's important to be able to have your PhD because then you become more of an asset for the university. And I think I just hopefully will be able to use what comes out of this PhD for us to think about how our NQF levels are structured and, the type of support that we need to offer students to be able to succeed at university.